Responsibility. Welcome back. Midday Dialogue. Samara Chinedu, Nigeria Info. That's relevant information. Now let's head straight to business. Mohammed Dingyadi, the Minister of Police Affairs, says the federal government will install closed-circuit television cameras on major highways across the country to curb the rising cases of kidnapping. Speaking on Channels Television on Tuesday, Mohammed said President Muhammadu Buhari has resuscitated the abandoned CCTV project in order to address security challenges in the country. Dingyadi said the federal government has entered a concession agreement with NPS Technology Company to refix the abandoned CCTV project. In his words, we are moving forward, like you are aware, that 470 billion naira CCTV project has been abandoned. Mr. President has now given the go-ahead to resuscitate that project, as we have entered a concession agreement with NPS Technologies. They're trying to fix the entire system to resuscitate it, empower it. Now, when asked whether the cameras will only be in the city center in Abuja or major highways, the police minister said it is going to be on the major highways in all the city centers, in all the states in the Federation. That's everywhere in the country. But let's hear directly from him.
This 470 million CCTV project that has been abandoned, Mr. President has now given us the go-ahead to resuscitate the project, and we have already entered into a concession agreement with NPS Technologies. They are there trying to refix the entire system everywhere in this country, and to ensure that they make the business to generate revenue that will pay this loan and give some revenue into the government coffers. By the time this system is put in place, we will have a lot of technology to manage some of this crisis, particularly issue of kidnapping.
All right, you heard the minister there. It's now time to hear the person who has the solutions to our many problems. Mr. Olalekan, Public Affairs Analyst, joins us via phone this morning. Good morning, Mr. Ige.
Good morning, Chinedu, and thanks for having me once again.
It's always a pleasure. Now, you've heard what the minister said. CCTVs on all major highways in Nigeria to check kidnapping. What do you make of this proposed project?
Well, I think it's something that is long overdue. I'm sure you know that if there is one component of security that we've not taken seriously in this country, that component is ICT, Information and Communications Technology, on the one side, and on the other side is the use of the CCTV. In, developed society, these are things that are given. It's a normal thing, you understand? Because for you to have what we refer to as the popular cliche, security architecture, how better can you have a security architecture that you don't have a CCTV? CCTV should not just be on major highways. CCTV should be made compulsory for all public and private institutions that are along major roads. I'm sure a lot of contention will be, we don't have regular power supply in Nigeria and all of that. Yes, I agree. But in recent times, we've been able to surmount some of these challenges via the use of solar power panels that we can attach to these CCTV and make them functional 24 hours a day. We desperately need to have them. It will be important that we get them functioning. It will help us in the long run. What would happen if we are going to have the CCTV mounted on major roads in Nigeria is that we will also have a command and control center in every state of Nigeria, so that all the CCTV in a particular state, say River State for example, should be linked to a command and control center where people will sit in shifts and monitor everything that is going on along that major road. It will help us in several ways. One, it even gives us an idea of how many vehicles even ply, the major roads every day. What kind of vehicles ply the road? What kind of people ply the road? It will give us a lot of data that we can store into a national data crime center. These are things that we need. We ought to have done this 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. We must join the rest of the world. This is what is obtained in different societies. And that's why when crime is committed in some countries, within hours, you're already getting leads. People already say, no, we looked at the CCTV in front of our office, and I think I saw a car like that pass, so that important that we have the CCTV. I know we tried having something like that. I think in the last administration or thereabout, it just didn't see the light of the day. But it's good that we're having it now. So I'm not just saying it should be along major roads. All public and private institutions along major roads in Nigeria should have CCTV mounted right in front of their houses.
All right. Now, it's obviously a good initiative, but you see, the reactions from Nigerians came from the highway tag on all major highways across the country. Now, you and I have had conversations countless times about the landmass in some northern states in Nigeria. Some states can cover the space that, some eastern states would take, or even the south, 3 or 4 for one northern state. So we know that we have a lot of land in this country, and some highways, they run almost forever. So a project this big, naturally, you would think as a Nigerian that it will have problems before it's even started.
But I don't think so. I don't think so. When we say landmass of Nigeria, Nigeria doesn't have a bigger landmass than the United States. Nigeria doesn't have a bigger landmass than China. Nigeria doesn't have a bigger landmass than India. Nigeria doesn't even have as much population as states. Nigeria does not even have as much landmass of Nigeria. What is landmass? Our landmass is small compared to Mali. Do you know what the landmass of Mali? We seem to talk about the landmass of Nigeria every time. There is nothing insurmountable about the landmass of Nigeria. Our landmass is not even our problem. Our problem is lack of will, lack of commitment to security in Nigeria. And I've always said the thing in the previous discussions we've had. Look, Nigeria is not even spending enough on security. And it's funny. Despite the amount of money we've sunk into security in the last couple of years, we are not even spending enough. As of today, Nigeria's GDP is hovering between 400 and 450 billion US dollars. We should be spending nothing less than 10 to 20% GDP as security ratio to GDP of developed society. They spend so much security. The next thing that naturally follows security is economic prosperity. Because people are now willing to come into your country because they know that they are safe. They know that they can go about conducting their businesses in a safe environment. So if you are talking about landmass of Nigeria, it is not the problem. The problem has been the will, the commitment to ensure that we have the right security architecture in Nigeria. And I always tell you, visit, I'm sure, let's assume that we have 100 police stations in Nigeria. I doubt whether 5 have functional ICT departments. I doubt it whether they have just 5 functional ICT departments.
Well, I'm glad
90% of the police stations in Nigeria.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Ige, because my next question was going to be how this surveillance system was going to work with our current security architecture.
Now, should I say, fortunately for us, the Nigerian Army already has a command and control center in the northeast.
Okay.
Remember that we've had much of insurgency in the northeast, the banditry in the northwest, and all of the other. So we already have somewhere where we can capture for. I'm sure you know that the Nigerian Air Force already has state-of-the-art here to have an unmanned drone travel the length of Benin, Ondo, Lagos Express Route. It doesn't cost us anything. There is nothing that stops us from having those unmanned drones travel the length of Jos to Bauchi, to Potiskum, to Damaturu, to Borno, to Maiduguri. Nothing stops us from even having the CCTV from the length of Port Harcourt to Enugu, to Otukpo, to Katsina, to Wukari, to Jalingo, to Jimeta and Yola. I'm giving you long stretch of roads in Nigeria. Nothing stops us from having all of this stuff along Okene, let's say from Benin to Auchi, to Okene, to Lokoja, to Abuja, to Kaduna, to Zaria, to Kano, from Kano continue to Katsina. We have the resources. The resources are not lacking. What has been lacking has been the will. And if we can sit down and say, look, what is it that we are lacking? Do we even have a national crime database in Nigeria? If Olalekan commits a crime now, and they're able to get my fingerprint. Is there any national fingerprint data center that can detect whether that fingerprint is on their database? Every criminal convicted in Nigeria, his fingerprint should be captured and stored on a national crime database. Everybody who has had one problem or the other at any point in time with security agencies, one of the things you capture is the fingerprint, so that you store it in the national data crime center. Some crimes committed 20 years ago can even be solved 20 years later just by having fingerprint preserved from a crime scene of 20 years ago. Then you have a national crime database center. They say, look, why don't you run this fingerprint to see whether it matches that of anybody? These things are not rocket science, Chinedu. They are not difficult. You don't even need the foreigners to do this. There are young Nigerians who have the intellect, the brain, the capability to develop these things for us. We don't even need to go abroad.
Okay.
We've seen young Nigerians, of course, manufacture drones in Nigeria. We've seen young Nigerians, of course, come up with CCTV. So we don't even need to spend majority of this money outside the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Just give these things to university students. Give these things to children. So let's come up with the kind of ICT that can function in this country. Just give it to the younger generation, Chinedu. You'll be shocked at the level of what they will produce for you.
Okay.
So we don't even need to export the money out of Nigeria. The money can remain in control. You can imagine in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years, we are spending a minimum of $40 billion on security for the next 5 years. Just imagine the volume of employment that you are going to create. And remember, in creating employment, you are also helping to reduce crime.
Okay. Now, I'm glad that you talked about the money there, because one of the many popular reactions from Nigerians was that this was another way to steal public funds. They did not believe that the project would be implemented. And of course, one of the many reasons would be the Abuja CCTV project of 2010. Now, we borrowed $470 million from China for that project. It did not see the light of day, and as at 2019, it was reported by the Minister of Finance that we were still servicing that loan. So when Nigerians look to history, to a project such as this, that was proposed by the then government for CCTV, it did not happen on a smaller scale such as Abuja. It will be hard to convince Nigerians that it's going to happen on a larger scale such as all the highways in the country. How do you respond?
Well, I agree, Chinedu, that Nigerians have that reservation. I agree absolutely. And of course, it is against the background of our history, the kind of corruption, that has taken place. But we cannot continue to be perpetually, how would I say now? We cannot perpetually be pessimistic about what is going to happen in Nigeria. We just have to believe. We just have to contribute. We need to involve ourselves more. When we talk about a lot of these things, we will always fall back, to the way and manner political parties have recruited their leadership. And of course, Nigerians, the generality of Nigerians, what I think they are torn out in their ability to elect leaders they feel they can trust. If you elect somebody for 4 years, it doesn't perform. The next 4 years, you give the opportunity to sack that government and bring another government on board. But that's, digressing too far away from what you have said. But we cannot be perpetually pessimistic about the future of this country. We just have to take a step. It is for us to let's have a government that has the will. Once you have a government, I remember, I think it's about 2 or 3 days ago, or sometime last week, the Kaduna State government was showing, I think there were snippets of their command and control center in Kaduna, where they have mounted CCTV, along major areas in Kaduna. The CCTV is now, connected to a CNC. You understand? A CNC, probably in the governor's office or in the commissioner of police office. So look at the responsibility very well. It isn't just that of the federal government alone. Even state government can come into the fray. State government can also seek to police their own state. So there's no reason why even state government shouldn't be involved in mounting CCTV. How many public institutions in Nigeria have CCTV? Let's even start with that. How many public institutions? How many hospitals in Nigeria have functional CCTV? You'll be shocked. You'll be amazed. How many police stations stations in Nigeria even have CCTV. I'm sure with the exception of the state police headquarters, which other police station in Nigeria can you see CCTV? And I'm sure you've read on countless number of occasions where hoodlums or criminals have sacked a police station. I'm sure you've read about it. And went away with the armory in the police station. So, and you discover that a lot of them are not even identified. What if those police stations had a functional CCTV mounted at the gate? At least you have been able to see who was coming. You probably may have even seen them before they get to the main building of the police station. You understand? So how many, let's even look at it, how many government institutions even have functional CCTV? How many private, that's what I'm saying, we probably have to have a law to make it mandatory for certain kind of business premises and all of that to have CCTV, especially business premises along major roads. Mount your own CCTV. You can help us. That's part of how crimes are solved in other societies. You see police go to certain areas. We heard there were some robbers around this area. Please, can we go through your CCTV? There was a bank robbery in Ofa. I'm sure you know how they were able to identify some of the criminals was because the bank had a functional CCTV. So they were able to capture the faces of some of the criminals. You understand? So the fact that you even know that there are CCTVs along major express ways in Nigeria could even serve as deterrent to those who want to commit crime. God might say,
all right.
Don't know whether there will be CCTV along this road or not. Let them not capture. So it's something we must grow into. We have repeated the same thing over and over and over again. It has not yielded any dividend. Why don't you try something new? Why don't you join the rest of the world? And the beauty, and it's ever expanding, is ever changing.
Okay, now finally, Mr. Ige, how does this connect to the NIN and SIM card linking? Because one of the many things that was sold with that project was it was going to improve security. If anybody is kidnapped and, the kidnappers demand a ransom, we can always trace the phone number and all of that. How does that project connect to that one?
No, the CCTV is principally for facial identification or even plate number. I'm sure you know that the national identity number in the long run will even be linked to your plate number. I'm sure you know. That's why you need to have a centralized system so that if you buy a car and you have a registration number, even if you sell the car, the plate number remains your property, even when you sell the car. So that if CCTV captures a car, PH, so, and so, you don't need to search for long. Just go to the national database of Nigeria of all cars registered in Nigeria. Just type that number. In an instant, it should be showing us the picture of the owner of that plate number.
Who it is registered to, yeah.
The resident, where is the resident, his phone number, his next of kin, all those things should appear immediately on the system. You see the linkage, so that you can even have a facial capture of somebody and put it on the social media and say, look, this person committed so crime at so location. Please, if you know him, please call the nearest police station. I'm sure you know that that's why a lot of crimes have been solved in decent society. Once they're able to push a face out, people start calling the station. Oh, I saw him. Oh, he's my friend. We went to the same secondary school and all of that. The police itself must, because merely the Minister for Police Affairs talking about the CCTV. The police itself must urgently, I've not seen any reform being carried out by the Inspector General of Police since the Central protest in Lagos. I've not seen any reform. I'm still seeing a lot of policemen on the road still collecting money. So there's no reform. And while I'm sure you know that one of the fears of Nigerians is that if you call the police station and give them information, the person you gave the information about will come and meet and say, hey, I know you're the one who called the police. So.
Yeah.
You understand? So you can see why I said we are not just going to be reforming or putting CCTV. The police as the prosecuting arm of the government. What is their capacity? What level of reforms have taken place within the police? How well will they even accept this idea of the CCTV and all the rest? And where would the C&C, that is the Command and Control Center, where should they be situated? Is it in the office of the Commissioner of Police? Is it in the state CID? Is it in government as well? Or a government of a state can build its own command and control center and put security agencies in charge? All public schools, you have CCTV. I'm sure you may laugh at it. You have not even had enough facilities in those schools. But we have to start from somewhere. We just have to.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ige, for your time. It's always a pleasure. Have yourself a beautiful day, sir.
Yes, you're most welcome.
Okay. Now, coming up next, we'll be talking about the technical part of this project, installation, maintenance, and what it will very likely cost. Because, of course, our federal government is going to give us something. It will be nice to hear from the experts. Don't go anywhere.
Facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get in.
Knowledges, they are there trying to refix the entire system everywhere in this country, and to ensure that they make the best use to generate revenue that will pay this loan and give some revenue into the government corpus. By the time this system is put in place, we will have a lot of technology to manage some of this crisis, particularly issue of kidnapping.
Welcome back, still the Midday Dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oracle Chinedu. The words and voice you just heard, Mohammed Dingyadi, the Minister of Police Affairs, saying the federal government will install CCTV cameras on major highways across the country to curb rising cases of kidnapping. And of course, he said it's going to be on all the highways in all the states of the Federation. Well, to understand the technical part of that project, we have Mr. Smith Didia. He's a security tech consultant right here in Port Harcourt. He runs things at Snow.net Technologies. Good morning, Mr. Didia.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Sam.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. So a project as big as this, what would it take to install, to maintain, to run? How easy, how feasible is this kind of project?
Okay, that's a good one. The project they just announced, had actually been a project that was approved since 2010, meaning that it has even long overdue to commence. But all the same, I don't want to go on the security aspect of that. I want to remain on the how to install and the technical aspect of it.
Yes, that's what I call it.
Yes, having that kind of project is visible. It's not a big project per se, because almost every source and businesses have CCTV, so it's not a big one to do. Now, I heard him say that has to do with curbing kidnapping and all of that.
That's right.
It's a good one. It has to be. But in security, there's what we call vulnerability and criticality. I don't know how they have assessed that, but I believe that they are professionals in that area. But if we want to do that, what do we need to do that? We just need a base, a camera, a switch, fiber splitter, power source, radio, and recording source. It's not a rocket science to have that in Nigeria. I don't want to also talk about the volume of money that has been put into that, but it doesn't take anything to do that. Now, what I'm saying is this: installing CCTV in our highway. The base, you talk of what base is it going to take? What is the length of base? I mean the pole. What do they want to achieve? How do they want to get it? Let's use the one we are combatant with, let's say, Potable to Wiri.
Yeah, let's use that highway.
The explanation can be clearer. Now, if we want to do a CCTV in Potable to Wiri highway, then what we are doing is we have to mount the base that will be as high as whatever we want to achieve. And we use that base. I wouldn't want to talk how much that is going to cost, because I know that it varies based on the contractors, but I know mounting a base as such as telecommunication mast idea of what that is going to cost. Because I wouldn't want to talk about money. But then that is exactly what we're looking at. Something that looks like telecommunication man that has to be a base.
Okay.
Now that goes there. And the next thing you have is a camera. And one of the cameras that will do that is what we call look-up eyes. That's what they use in China. But now my fear is this. That's why I think in security, the criticality and vulnerability have to be considered. Now my fear in this look-up is this. A camera that's supposed to be running in a highway to achieve a particular result or to achieve this result should be a camera that has facial recognition and other data recognition on that camera. And this look eye is a perfect camera for that. It has that. But then, what server are we going to link it up to be able to identify the state? That's the vulnerability and criticality. Like I said, I wouldn't talk about security of it.
You don't want to talk about many things, Mr. Smith, but one of the other things that I would need to know, the distance between cameras, because I know you wouldn't have one camera cover Port Harcourt to Owerri. There are going to be multiple cameras along poles. What would be the distance between two poles? At least that will give us an idea of how many cameras we might need for that entire stretch.
No, you have a camera that can cover 1 kilometer. We have a camera that can do 3 kilometers.
Okay.
With a proper zooming system. As in, when you zoom it, you get up to the pin. That's why I'm talking of the look eye. It's a camera that is an expensive camera anyway, but I don't know if that's what they're going to use because I've also looked at one or two of things they have there. I don't want to talk about it. But if we have look eye, we have 1.5 kilometer a camera covers that. And it gives you a clear view of what is happening in that place.
And when it zooms, it does not lose picture quality because it will be important to capture the face of, the criminal.
No, it doesn't lose picture quality. It's from the point to point, from the beginning point to the end point of that 1 kilometer. That is what it's going to cover. Now, one thing people don't understand about camera is this. When a camera covers 1 kilometer, it can be, the range can be 1.5 kilometers.
Okay.
But what is the concern of the operator, of the professional, is what is covered, which is the 1 kilometer. So at every point you have 1 kilometer, you introduce another camera. Even if the other one will go higher than that a little, but then the image will no longer be clearer. That is where you will have a backbone. Because that extended image there, or extended projection, is a backup so that it can see the other camera you are introducing in case of damage, in case of destroying or whatever, in case of theft. So 1 kilometer is also, at every point of a kilometer, you have a base like the telecommunication mast that is mounted there. And now these cameras are going to be a standalone camera. Now these standalone cameras have nothing to do much about cabling from point to point like what we see on our streets. We see people digging and passing cable and all that. No, we are not going to do that. What they are going to do is in each state, and in that what I mean is this station, like this base pole now, they have to just mount a pole, get the look eye camera installed there, bring this down to the base there, and all they need there is to have a switch. Connect that camera to a switch. Then you have a fiber splitter, and another thing you have a radio. Now, radio I mean is not a walkie-talkie. It's a nano radio or any of the antenna radio that can, any of the network radio that can deliver this information. But what I mean is, at each kilometer, there will be a radio that will be looking at each kilometer, point to point, so that it will transfer this information from point 1 to point 2. In networking, we have what we call a repeater, broadcasting and all that. Now, what it means is that this radio will look at each point. Now, if you install in Obrigwere, let me get it now. One, and you have another one in airport roundabout.
Okay.
Now, you have a radio that will look from Obrigwere to airport roundabout. So, communication must be between Obrigwere to airport roundabout. Now, you install another one that is going to Omagwa or Jarepaw. Now, there should also be a radio there that will also be pointing to the one that's going to Omega. Now, at every point you terminate, you have a radio that points to that.
Okay.
Now, once that is done, all you need to do is to go to your command control center or control center, anywhere they want to put it. They can also have multiple control centers. It's not a rocket science, like I said.
All right.
You go to your control center and you call up these cameras based on their locations. You could decide to issue an IP address to them. You could decide to issue a domain name, maybe if for it to be easier for people to manage. You could issue a domain name like instead of you to say 9.03.80, you can say Obrigori. You understand? So that everybody can know that.
Would know, yeah.
Know that this is Obrigori.
Mm.
Now, once you do that, you go to a control center. When you call Obrigori by that IP address, it appears in the control center. You call another airport, it appears there. You call another, it appears there. You call Lele and all of that.
Okay. Now, Mr. Smith, because of our unique challenges, it is obvious these things would have to be powered by solar. We cannot rely on our regular supply. So there will also be room for, solar panels. I'm not sure where they will be installed, but besides solar, do you see any other energy source for these cameras?
Yes, the solar is an energy source, and we also have another source of energy source too that runs on IP. Now, they could decide to do a solar by installing it on the base, on top of the base, no issue. That can take. But if also they also decide to power IP power source, where just like cloud source, where you can record all your information via cloud. We also have something like that.
Yeah.
But if not, it has not cost much to us there. But it's there. You can also buy a quota and also power one or two devices there. These devices can be powered with solar, no issue.
Okay.
But they can use the physical solar that we are familiar with and that is less expensive when it comes to do with maintenance. Because one thing we should also consider is the network aspect of it, the communication aspect of it. Because if there is a breakdown in network aspect, it means that the system will collapse. Because there is not going to be communication.
Okay.
So the networking aspect of it is going to be there. And I understand that in Nigeria we are still battling with 4G.
Yeah.
We are still the 4G, and there are some places. I was surprised when I went to get something. They say it's 4G in airport. I was almost embarrassed because I know the other persons are even beginning to use more than that. So we were still trying to make some places 4G. But then, what network are we looking at to use for this transmission?
All right.
Because
so, Mr. Smith.
4G, yes.
Yeah. Finally, we're almost out of time. 11 o'clock is looking at us. How will this surveillance help in curbing crime? What is the kind of collaboration that the people at the control center, what kind of collaboration do they need with police officers for this system to run effectively?
For this system to run, Mr. Sam, I am also in the security. Police are my friend. But I will say that the federal government should go above that. They should have a marshal that will control this. Yeah, that's why I'm just looking at this aspect of CCTV as almost not just much of it, because there are things that would have been on ground because there are the stations all on ground. Because what I'm saying is this: now I am here and you are there, and there is a kidnapping around let me just say about reference to it, and you have seen it in my control, and I've radioed you. So how do you get to that Uraba Express Road? How many minutes will it take you to get to that point before to cop it and all of that? So I wouldn't want to say that, but what I want to say is they should have a marshal. They should have another department that will be in control and also be in the substations so that the substations by kilometer shouldn't be more than 2-3 kilometers. You have another substation so that if the people at the control notices anything, they radio the people at the substations, and the people at the substations can radio the divisional police officers or wherever they are there. And these are not just ordinary police, these are going to be special police trained. Now, the effort will also be there because they won't have to do with the drones and all of that. So these are things things that they need to consider. That's why when I was looking at the IP yesterday, as in the announcement of the minister yesterday, I was trying to see if I could get all these involved. But I couldn't get that. But I know that the people involved are professionals, which they have to do. But they have to get a special marshal well trained for this. And substations will be built in between 2, 3, 4 kilometers, in between 4, 5 cameras. That should be a substation so that we can achieve the end result. Installing a camera in our highways, that are not a big deal. But if we don't take time to take the criticality and the reliability aspect, putting up substation, having a marshal, having technologies that we drive and put these things together, I tell you, we might have 1,000,001 cameras and we're not going to do anything. That's what I also told you, that my fear was on this, or is on this look at. Now, facial recognition, how do you get that? If I travel to Kaduna now and commit any crime and the camera captures me, you send my video to across Nigeria, who will even get me? It's another issue, because the video will just be there calculating everywhere. This person, you don't know him. You only know the people that are the celebrities, but you don't know. And these people that are committing this crime, they are not celebrities. So, but if we have this data that has our faces and all of this information, it doesn't take anything. Once, whether the police or whatever security agencies get there to pop it or not, it does not really take. The footage is there. It just picks your picture. Once they run it on a server, it identifies who did whatever, and we go there and after the person, and investigation continues. But having these things installed without this name and all these ones they are having data that we don't have, I don't know how it's going to work.
All right.
And also, having it in all our highways, it's not just it. Our police stations does not have it. Our hospital and the security man, they don't have it. The local, in fact, so many places we don't have it.
We will start somewhere, Mr. Smith. We will start somewhere. Charity begins at home, small. Hopefully, we'll get there.
It's a good one, like I said.
Okay.
It's not a rocket science. It's not something that we are doing big thing. We are not doing any big thing. But then let's start from somewhere, just like you said. Maybe after this, we could go into identification of data and all of that.
Hopefully.
So that we can achieve the end result.
We are officially out of time. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith, for your time. We truly appreciate it. Mr. Smith is running things at Snow.net Technologies right here in Port Harcourt. Have yourself a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sam, for having me.
Okay. Well, the entire hour, 2 contributions from our guests. I believe you and I will talk in the next hour, taking your reactions to this particular issue. Don't go anywhere.
Tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Africa Now on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Ugandan opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known as Bobby Wine, says he wants the Chief Justice to rescue himself from hearing a petition challenging the re-election of President Yoweri Museveni. Bobby Wine accused Justice Alfonso Onwinyedola of bias because of his close association to the president. The opposition politician also wants 2 other Supreme Court judges to rescue themselves from the petition on similar grounds. The 3 judges have not responded to the accusations yet. The authorities in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region have warned people against sheltering anyone trying to destabilize the region. In an apparent reference to the Tigray People's Liberation Front forces that the army has been fighting since November, Tigrayans were urged to either hand them over or move away in order to avoid becoming targets. Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio says despite an outbreak of Ebola in Guinea, it will open its border to the country. Mr. Bio, who is visiting Guinea's capital Conakry, said that health measures will be put in place. The main official border crossing between the 2 countries will reopen on Thursday, 4 months after it was unilaterally shut down by the Guinea government. The United Nations has allocated $15 million to fight the fresh Ebola outbreaks in Guinea and the Democratic Republic of Congo. UN Emergency Relief Coordinator Mr. Mark Lowcock said it was an initial rapid allocation from the organization's Central Emergency Response Fund. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe says the COVID-19 variant first detected in South Africa now accounts for the majority of cases in the country. Results of genomic sequencing conducted recently show that the variant the nation had in 2020 had receded and that the new and more aggressive variant accounted for 61% of cases. On Monday, President Emerson Mnangagwa extended the lockdown in place since early January by a further 2 weeks. Finally, a U.S. court has sentenced the businessman Obinwana Okeke to 10 years in jail for running a cyber fraud scheme that stole at least 11 billion naira from its $11 million from its victims. The Nigerian businessman, also known as Invictus Obi, used Nigerian-based companies to defraud people in the U.S. state of Virginia. Obinwana, who was once on a Forbes list of the most influential African business people under 30, was arrested in August 2019. Contact our newsroom on 0800-900-0017. Good morning.
You are tuned in.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue.
The conversation is continuing. We're talking about the installation of CCTV cameras on all major highways across the country. That's, of course, according to the Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Dingyadi. You heard his voice earlier. In the previous hour, I spoke with two guests, Public Affairs Analyst, Mr. Olalekan, and an expert in CCTV installation, of course. He told us what it would take, what needs to be on ground, and, well, this is a feasible project. But I'd like to hear from you. What do you make of this? The federal government looking to tackle the scourge of kidnapping by installing CCTV cameras on all the major highways in the country. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. The female line, of course, is 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. You can also connect with us on social media at Nigeria Info PH on Twitter and, of course, on Facebook. Please turn off your radio as you call me. This comment from Obina from Rumibo on WhatsApp says, Oracle, na pure scam. This one they put in, Rivers going to the airport is, what? Okay, I'm sorry, I don't get that. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Kelly on the line from Room 18.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very good plan for the people we have at the helm of ourselves. We cannot trust them with those kind of resources. They will vote the money, but they will not do the project. At the end of the day, they will just be figure ahead on our express road. When any crime come up, you will not see any person that will give you any information on how to get access to where they will have their data base. They just use it as a scam to scam Nigeria. I don't trust them. This is my opinion.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, guess I should stop saying good morning. Morning, Sam. Famous Felicious. As far as I'm concerned, as an adult growing up in this country, since the country has never been or had the continuity system of governance, even if they get the system, fix it, it will not last long because the government has no maintenance policy. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Andy from Aba.
All right, go ahead.
My brother, I've been listening and hearing to what is going on concerning the CCTV that should be mounted on the highways in Nigeria. My brother, it is not now. It is not now that our people wait. Even these people here, automatically, the federal government will give the contract to somebody. And then somebody will give the work to go and do, we embezzle the money, and everything will go. So it is not today the initiative something that they are going to use to pass some money to their friends. You are even going to see here that how it is going to end up because they have never meant to do anything for the ordinary people, something good for the ordinary people. They have never made it because if it happens that they have
Adam. All right, thank you very much. Good morning.
Chief of Staff. Good morning. This is Mr. Zion.
Morning, Chief of Staff. How you doing? Good morning.
Just came into the office. Yeah, I will say that for now, we cannot run this system for now. Because the kind of people in the aim of affairs don't have this kind of innovation. They are not dynamic. And any structure you want to give to them, it either will be done on a fraudulent manner or substandard measures. And let's be sincere. Do we have the power structure to run this system? We have a lot of CCTVs in my office. I will know what it costs us to run this system here. It's not easy. To a point we don't even depend on the BHED. We run our power structure to surface these cameras running 24 hours. Of recent, the former governor of Rivers State, Honorable Chibike Amechi, made a comment how some people were supplying fiber boats on our marine lines, and huge amounts have been paid to them. That he said, no, we have removed that contract from those people. It's now to the federal government. Until the government handles so certain departments directly, we cannot get it right.
Yeah, but you know, Mr. Zion, that the reasonable thing to do would be to ensure that solar is the power source. I mean, naturally. You don't even have to be an expert to figure that out.
Sir, all the solar power systems, street lights, the channels in Port Harcourt, go check them. How many of them is working for the past 5 years? So tell you that we don't know how to establish this system. These systems must be handled directly by the government. First, the government can handle CBN directly. The government can run EFCC directly. Why can't they also handle such departments directly?
Okay.
The moment you put it on consortiums to handle it, we have no problems.
Thank you, Mr. Zion. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm faster on the line.
Go ahead.
Well, Sam, I think it's a good one, even though I believe that it's long overdue. Okay. CCTV camera to me is no longer a big deal, especially considering our time and age. The woman selling plantain and ice fish down the road at CCTV in a shop. So I see no reason why we shouldn't be having CCTV in all our roads. But my problem is the sincerity of purpose and intention. Okay? When you talk about CCTV on roads that do not even have street lights, I'm not talking about the power that power the CCTV. I'm talking about lights on those roads. So it's like, moving 10 steps forward and 20 steps backward. They should install lights. We need lights on our roads. You drive, how frustrating it is to drive on a road that is dark. So I think we should attend to these issues, one after the other. It's not a big like what Mr. Olalekan said, where there is a will. Of course, there is a will, but people have, bad, memories about government policies. Today they come to say something, tomorrow we see them doing another thing. But if there is sincerity of purpose and intention, I think it will go a long way to help. But I'm appealing to the government. Please, we need lights on our roads.
Okay.
Lights. Thank you.
Thank you, Mufasa. Light on our roads, he says, is a priority. Turn off your radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. I followed the program with some interest. So I don't know if you have been in Abuja recently. I think about 2 years now. The CCTVs we have in Abuja has gone down. Any of them has been broken up or have been trashed because of low maintenance culture that we have in Nigeria. In capital cities of Nigeria that we all have. The CCTV all over there has not been maintained. So what's the long-time measure to maintain the CCTV in federal roads, and what's the short-time measure to maintain it? That's one. Two, we have checkpoints, there's analog checkpoints on highways, which take out and police officers have right to block it anywhere, anytime, and high quality collecting points. Now, how have they been protected? I've not mentioned that. Alone, the digital one takes power.
Adam, I'm sorry. Network is the winner. But thank you for sharing. Over to WhatsApp. Good morning, Sam. I'm only smiling hearing about the CCTV project. This is another waste and looting of money on the highway. We've not been able to solve data issues. They're talking about something that would not work in the country. In a sense, send that from Rumudara. I'm going over now to Twitter. Gerald Ikuku says governors too should support the federal government to mount the CCTVs in their cities. This will go a long way to curb crimes. Ibibo Ataisi Justin. They should stop telling us and start doing. These are basic things that would have been done in a sane society. Governors and LGA should follow suit. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
Okay. Please, if you want to call the number, please, I can't get the female number very well.
Oh. Okay. So which one did you call?
I don't know. Whether it's the male number or the female number.
Okay, well, the most important thing is you're here. Let's hear your contribution. Oh, damn. Okay. Thank you for calling. The numbers 0817. All the numbers start like that. So know that that one is a constant. As a matter of fact, the next three numbers are also a part of the constant mix. 0817 923 0002. The only thing that changes is the last number. 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0007. Those ones are for the guys, or everybody really. So to encourage female participation, because we are a station that prides in gender equality, or however you want to see it. There's a dedicated line for women. 0817-923-0009. Now those are the numbers. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. For me, I don't think it will work.
Why?
It's dead on arrival.
Why?
Being that, look at other projects, like others have said, we don't have that maintenance culture. And then, we don't have electricity. Is it not going to capture the extortion of the police? And your eyewitness report, 95% who reported. We are reporting on extortion by the police. Will they allow it to work? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. What's your name?
My name is Evelyn from Rivers, from Chase.
All right. Talk to me.
Sir, please, I want to ask, what I'm trying to ask is not exactly what you are giving us information. I want to know when the exam will begin or commence.
Okay. I didn't get the question, but I'm sure someone else was listening, and hopefully they'll whisper it to me, and you'll get your answer shortly. Hopefully. Good morning.
Yes, Sam. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
For me, AJ, I don't think it will work.
Why is that?
There are areas you go to, you're driving, let's say, from here to Warri, and you won't see any network. It's the yellow one, the green one, the other ones, you won't see any at all along the east-west road. Just 2 hours drive from Port Harcourt to Warri. There are areas you don't have network. If you're driving from your office to the airport, there are areas you don't even have network. So along the road, how will I put it now? As little, or will I say as to the airport too, you won't see any network. Where do they start from? There are some areas that are like forest, and how do you get light to those areas? You understand what I'm saying now? So I doubt if it will work in the first place.
Well, JJ, if this is something the federal government intends to do, they would definitely try to make it work. I believe for those cameras, there will be dedicated network connections. I'm certain. There's no way that...
As at the time, the National Administration paid money to people, and they said they have wired the whole Abuja with CCTV camera, and there was twin bomb blast in Iyanya. You think they don't want to do it that time? And they discovered that it was just plastic that was there. There was no CCTV camera. You think the government don't want to do it as at then? So as far as I'm concerned, let's not build Castro in the air. I doubt if it will happen right now. Maybe later it may happen, but as it stands with the type of facility we have right now, I doubt. Maybe if they want to use satellite, I don't know. But do we have the resources to have satellite in the air for that purpose right now? Where is NiceSat 1, NiceSat 2, NiceSat, whichever sat and all those ones?
It's missing, JJ.
A bit away from that, I think the task force chairman, the new task force on marketing and whatever that is set up, headed by the police, I think you need to get close to the South Road area and the Obirikwere to Airport Road area. Your boys are committing there, holding trailer, doing some things. I don't know if it's your boys, but I saw them with yellow, this orange vest. And
all right, thank you very much, JJ.
Right now. Thank you.
Okay. So not one person believes in this project. That's scary. Now, I know that the relationship between government and the citizens, it's not always a beautiful one. Even in the best performing governments, they always have people who would oppose. It's always there. But to have about 20-something minutes plus, 22, of people contributing, and not one person, that's scary. Now, most people say they believe it's a good idea. Most people say it's long overdue. Most people believe that it will be nice for something like this to be set up. Most people, and I'm taking a survey based on the calls I've taken and the messages I've read, that even though this is a good idea, they do not believe that the government will pull through. Now that's not good. So, in a bid to renewing your faith in your government, is it possible that this time the narrative might change? Oh well, it's CK Black on WhatsApp, I beg your pardon, on Facebook. CCTV with no quick response, even though they see emergency cases. They've not provided power for normal residences, talk less of highways. Okay, I see. You're quite spirited there with your response, CK Black. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Mega from Cali.
Okay.
What I see in this country is that we lack maintenance culture.
Okay.
That's a problem. No matter any amount that I government put for this CCTV camera, I give them like 2 years or 3 years. How we back up? No matter how they do, we lack. We as Nigerians, we don't love ourselves. We don't care for federal government property. We don't